Well, yeah, I never thought I'd see the day. It's 2020, almost 2021. Going in 2 weeks till 2021. Jester's Mask. Jester's Mask. Near mint to mint. TCG player approaching $30. Yeah, that's where we're at. It's like deja vu, like we've gone back to 1995 where Jester's Cap was $30, the best Ice Age card. I got the price guide up here to prove it. And Jester's Mask was like $10, $15. Yes, folks, if you had actually bought Jester's Mask 25 years ago for $10 a card, you have finally doubled your money. So that's all it took. 25 years to double your $10 to almost $25, $30 for Jester's Mask. People have been blowing my inbox up wanting to know this whole Ice Age thing, what I think about it, where I think we're heading. Look, everybody, let me give you my perspective on Ice Age. Just so everybody knows, obviously, I have a behemoth amount of probably bulk and Ice Age cards. I don't know the quantity. It's part of my sorting area and system that's kind of in process and expanded and all this stuff where I may show you guys one day. I've showed you a little bit in the past where, I'm more of a fan, a little bit of a fan, I guess, of the sealed product of Ice Age. But before you guys freak out and start buying out Ice Age boxes, look, these things are $1,000 a box for Ice Age. I can't get behind and say, everybody, go out and buy Ice Age for $1,000 a box, or $1,100 or $900. Like, look, everybody, look, these boxes are the true definition of print into oblivion. They were the massively ramped up supply of Ice Age, okay, for the starter bricks and the booster boxes, just like Fallen Empires, just like Homeland and Ice Age in 4th edition. This was the era where Wizards realized the money machine made burr, and they went all in. After Revise in that 94 era with the original 4 Horsemen Revise and everything, I mean, when they rolled in 95 with Chronicles, a little bit of Fallen Empires left over, and when they started doing these sets, they went all in, baby. And the amount of these products out there, the amount of cards on the secondary market cannot be understated. I get it. You got Dr. Necro over here, the big bad black card, the best card in the set, what, $30, $35? By the way, when I'm quoting Ice Age cards, we need to go back to this. The prices I'm quoting, you must, like if you go on TCG Player, you have to select near mint. Because the print run is so massive on Ice Age, the prices for TCG Market are very skewed on old sets like this because you're going to see an average market price more towards the low, but represent all heavy played damage because there's just such a high sheer volume of product out there. You have to be very careful on the price quotes because remember, if a card only has 3 available and TCG mid says $100 and the 3 available are 90 to 100, well, it's a $100 card. If you go on TCG Player and there's 500 available because it's so easy to get and there's so many printed, you're going to have a huge variance on the differences between TCG low, market, and mid. So you got to make sure you understand the actual quality difference as far as the condition of the card. It swings that pendulum a lot more based on, 800 copies of heavy played and 20 copies of near mint. That's the issue. So back to the video. So, when I see cards like, Necro, Jester's Mask, Jester's Cap, Illusions, and all these cards from Ice Age kind of moving up. Even the land cycle. What was it? Adarkar Waste? Yeah, Underground River? Not Underground Sea. Underground River, Sulphur Springs or something. When I see a lot of these old cards, this was the one with Dance of the Dead too, I think. When I see these things, by the way, a lot of these things are uncommon. Demonic Consultation, right? You guys are going to beat me up if I'm wrong. I think that's actually an uncommon. That's like $15, $20 for near mint now. So yeah, there is actually some financial value arriving in these products. But remember, the market, I can't get behind it, everybody. I'm sorry. Look, I love Ice Age, the art, the nostalgia from all of us from the 90s, but I can't get behind this, folks. There's just too much out there. Look, there are so many stores out there that have bulk bins all around the country. Amount of kids and teenagers and parents have, plastic containers and bulk cases and stores that have been around that have tens of thousands of Ice Age cards. I have to have personally at least probably 50 to 100,000 loose Ice Age cards unsorted. And if I went through that, just looking for just uncommons and rares, because essentially the commons, besides maybe what, like a, I don't know, some sort of pyroblast, hydroblast, or actually those might even be uncommon. The commons you can kind of scoot aside, but essentially if I literally took a week, went through all the cards, pulled all the uncommons in a pile, all the rares in a pile, I mean, I could probably find hundreds of copies of Jester's Cap and Mask and, you know, maybe not Necro, but, you know, Dance of the Dead being an Demonic Consultation, like an uncommon, probably at least 300, 400, 500 copies. And I'm not the only one. The amount of old bulk out there is substantially just beyond what I think you all understand. Now, granted, most old bulk is in terrible shape. I mean, we're talking yellow staining from smokers, a lot of damage and moisture and everything from attics or basements and non-climate control for 20 years. A lot of the old bulk is rough, okay? It's in rough shape. But you can't really put money into it. Like, I can't get behind anyone, like the message I'm getting, Rudy, you know, I'm thinking about buying 10 or 20 more copies of Jester's Cap and Jester's Mask. Specifically, the Mask is the hot one now, okay? You know, what do you think? And I said, look, if this card goes from, if Jester's Cap or Mask goes from, Mask is what, $25 now in near mint? If it goes from $25 to $50 or $100, and that's what you're speculating on, I don't think you understand. If this card goes to $100, people like, that's going to be a big enough number where people like me are going to be like, all right, look, I'm going to have to go through this, find a couple hundred copies, and just start dumping them on the market. Maybe put one on there a week or something. And trust me, a lot of the big boys out there, the Channel Snowballs and the Flying Castle Kingdoms and really awesome stuff incorporated, trust me, these guys have locations and storages with bulk by the pallet. I assure you, the big boys out there, they exist. That's all I'm going to say. As far as who has what, that's between you guys, but I'm telling you, the crap is out there. And if they see opportunity for an uncommon that skyrockets, or even if, God forbid, a common card goes to $10, and there's hundreds of millions of copies of whatever out there, I don't know. I think the print run was hundreds of millions. So if there's a million of each copy, I'm telling you, the opportunity for these stores to just lock in their free tendies and just get those chicken tenders for the holidays, they're going to go for it. And that's going to put major downward pressure. That's not the same as buying out an Arabian Nights or even a revised card. Revised looks rare compared to Ice Age in 4th edition. Like, that'd be like buying out, you can buy out an uncommon revised Demonic Tutor or Soul Ring. You have a better probability of long-term success than going for an Ice Age uncommon. And that's a loosey-goosey kind of statement, everybody. And I get their reserve list. I get their nostalgic. I get it speaks to you. We were all around back then. I hear you. It hits you right in the feels. I got you. And that gets a small giggity for all of us. Just a little giggity, a little gig. But, you know, I think the prices may be very volatile. And again, this is a short-term kind of a bump or a flare-up because of the Kaldheim thing. We got a new set coming out. It's based on snow-covered Viking theme, and it kind of has some overlap, and it has some effects with cards coming to play in the untap tap with the Jester's Mask. I always get the Mask and Cap confused. But really, you know, it reminds me of, you know, I hate to say this way, but it's like the Ikoria, the Godzilla virus card, which was like, you know, 1.0. And then, you know, 2.0 was Jewel Lotus, and like, you know, 3.0 becomes something else. And I can't get behind these situations where it's driven by a short-term hype. And the supply and what's out there, it is not going to justify any form of traction for these things to continue upwards. Because based on watching this video, and you're seeing Jester's Mask at $25, if you're buying today, you either want the card to play, or you're trying to invest and collect it because you think it's going to go higher. And I'm sorry, but I just have a hard... And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I just can't get behind believing that there's going to be an Ice Age card that's $100. It's never happened. Okay? It's 25 years old, almost 26 years old. And there's never been an Ice Age card over $30, $35. And we're talking about $50 and $100 a card. I just don't think we're going to see the day where an Ice Age card breaks $100 and actually holds there for at least 30, 60, 90 days and has sold listings holding that level. Sure, someone can manipulate the market, list a card for $1 million and skew MTG stocks and Dawn Glare and all these websites, but an authentic price where the buy list is raised to 50, 60, people are buying it for 100. I just don't. I can't get behind it, folks. I know it's a hot thing right now. Everyone's been asking me to make a video on the conversation and the topic, but it's just, you know, I'm going to go down and fondle tether balls in a basement, but I just can't get behind the Ice Age.